Charlotte Works is the workforce development board serving Mecklenburg County and your source for the latest labor market news. What is skill-based career mapping? So today I want to walk through another practical example of what skills-based career mapping looks like. If you're not familiar with this topic or want a refresher, please see one of our prior videos, but today we're going to jump right in with real-time jobs data. So here's this real-time jobs data for the month of September, job postings. I've got this filtered by high school graduates and 0 to 3 years of experience. So if you're an entry-level individual looking to start off your career, these are the top jobs available in Charlotte now. And the one I really want to focus on today is at the top of your screen, the number 2 job here, maintenance technicians. So we'll take a look at this occupation and see what skills-based career mapping might look like for a maintenance technician. So here you can see the overview of this occupation, where maintenance tech jobs are in Charlotte, overview of how many jobs there are, the compensation, how many monthly job postings there are. You see we're slightly below the national average there. A breakdown of industry. Again, a lot of this is in the construction sector. You can see a breakdown of where people live and work for this occupation. Some demographics for this occupation. We'll quickly go through that. And again, compensation trends, but what I really want to focus on today is going to be the skills section here. So again, you can see the top skills in demand for this occupation: plumbing, HVAC, carpentry, painting, and then common skills, driver's license, customer service, communications. And so let's go ahead and look at what, in addition to skills, what occupation transfer looks like for this job. So here's the occupation gain and drain map. So you can see what occupations people in this occupation are coming from previously and what occupation people are leaving this occupation for. And so the top following occupation for maintenance technicians is first line supervisors of mechanics. And so we'll look at that one in more detail, but I do want to note some of these that may be a little bit non-intuitive. You see computer user support specialist. So that's another one of those top occupations that, despite being a little bit different, that skills-based career mapping can make sense for certain individuals. And so then I want to go ahead and take a look at that top occupation that individuals are moving to. Those first-line supervisors of mechanics. Where are those jobs? Again, you can see the breakdown on the screen of where those jobs are located in Charlotte, how many jobs there are, the compensation. You see that significant raise previously, how many job postings we're looking at. Again, you're looking at Mecklenburg County is now above the national average for this occupation, whereas maintenance techs were below the national average. Breakdown of industries, where people live and work for this occupation. Again, breakdown of demographics here. We'll quickly go through this. And you can see the shift here, a little bit more college, a little bit more education, generally speaking, for individuals in this occupation. And if we go down to skills again, I just want to focus on, you see that overlap: HVAC, plumbing, carpentry, painting. A lot of those same skills are some of the top skills here. And then communications, customer service, you see those skills again. So a lot of overlap with those skills. And then I'll quickly go ahead and look at the occupation gain and drain here. So again, you see most people coming into this occupation, their previous occupation was that maintenance worker. And then the following occupation, the top is a general or operations manager here. So we'll go ahead and do a further comparison. So what does it mean to move between these two occupations here? And so again, you can see the breakdown of maintenance workers to first line supervisors here. Again, a significant pay raise between the two. And you can see the job growth. You can see the breakdown of first line supervisors, not as many jobs as the maintenance workers, but again, a much better salary there. And we'll go ahead and do a breakdown of the skills and ability to see how compatible these occupations are. And so you can see here, I'll go ahead and quickly jump over here. We'll look at the skills transferability for these two occupations. So here I've got what occupations are most compatible for a maintenance and repair worker. So this table is going to show us those top occupations. You can see the compatibility index over here. We've got a lot of very specialized roles up here that are highly compatible. but we're looking specifically for this occupation here for the first line supervisors. So we'll go ahead and just quickly move to that. And you can see that compatibility index is 83. So generally speaking, those occupations are fairly compatible. And again, we saw that play out with the numbers with that is the top job that individuals coming from that maintenance worker tend to move to. And so here's that comparison of those two occupations. So when we say that 83 compatibility index, what does that really look like? Again, we talked about this briefly. You see a little bit more education for those supervisors. So some post-secondary certificate. So we're not necessarily looking at a college degree. You see the bachelor's degree is still very low in the target occupation. It's 8%. So it's not that it's a requirement, but again, just a little bit more education, some sort of professional certifications to move into this new occupation. And if we look at it here, this is the real breakdown where you can see the skill overlap. So you can see mechanical skills, administrative skills, customer and personal service skills. And when we look at the gap, the ones that really jump out as having some of the largest gap between these two occupations, you're looking at clerical duties, personnel and human resources, administration and management. But again, those core skills, mechanical, computer and electronics, customer and personal service, they're fairly compatible. And like we talked about in terms of the education, it's usually a certification or a little bit of college here. So these are examples where perhaps a professional certification could demonstrate that an individual has obtained the skills that are different between these two occupations. And then again, lastly, just looking at some of the top compatible occupations here, you can get a feel for some of the other jobs that an individual might be able to move in. Again, some of these are highly specialized. You see, there aren't a lot of rail car repairers in Mecklenburg County. You've got a number of electrical power line installers and repairers. That occupation's highly compatible. And so again, I hope you enjoyed today's quick episode on what skills-based career mapping would look like for a maintenance technician in Charlotte. For more information or for assistance as a business or a job seeker, visit charlotteworks.com.